Would you like to live a healthier, longer, and a life of just more well-being? If so, listen to this video because I'm going to share with you what I learned from my first day of reversing the aging seminar. That's talking to a lot of the doctors, some of the world's best doctors when it comes to their field of expertise. So, in case you don't know me, my name is Jason, and I've been going around Johannesburg, South Africa. I'm a nomad, been traveling the past 8 years, 8 or 9, I can't even remember how long now. But been traveling the world these past years, I was living in Central and South America, now I'm in South Africa, and really showing how beautiful Johannesburg is, how great of a place it is, and how beautiful the people are here. I just literally finished a walk doing some videos. It was load shedding, so I just wanted to walk around and just record. And on top of that, I talk about success, what it is, how to get it, and the 3 areas of life that I focus on: happiness, health, and wealth. And today we're going to talk about being successful with your health. And if you don't remember the definition of success, or you haven't seen any of my previous videos, success is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. And I don't think there's not much more worthy than living a healthy life. And so this is from some of the notes, and I'm not going to go into detail on the scientific mumbo jumbo they were using, but this is from Dr. Robynne Chutkhan. If you're watching this, I'm sorry I butchered your name. And she's a gut microbiologist, and she really said some amazing things, and it really hit home for me. And so I just wanted to share some of these tips with you. And she gave out 3 tips. The first one is, she said, we need to optimize our food to reduce acid reflux, I'm sorry. And this was interesting because I remember Cece used to have acid reflux really, really bad. I remember when we first moved to Panama, she had walked to the store and then she came back home and she was like, yo, I gotta do something about this acid reflux, man. It just felt like I was having a heart attack. It was so bad. And so we started optimizing our food to do this. And one of the things she said, which was interesting, and I didn't even know this information. She said antacid increases your chances of catching not only pathogens, viruses, but they did the studies that people who were taking antacids had a 50% higher chance of catching COVID. Like, wow, that is crazy. And she said one of the things that it's doing is these antacids and stuff, like, we do still need to have a certain level of acidity in our body. Yes, your body needs to be pH, be at a high alkalinity, but your stomach acid itself should be acidic, because this is what helps us break down vitamins, minerals, and all the things in our food, and helps the body process it or move it along to where it needs to go. So it's very vital to all of your organs. And that was something that I just didn't know that. Like, I'll be honest with you, I've never been a person that took antacids. I used to use aloe vera juice. That was just something I always used because I knew it worked immediately. And that's just a quick, simple fix for you. Another thing that you can use if you're having a lot of problems with acid reflux is use apple cider vinegar with the mother. And just drink like a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons and about 500 milliliters of water. And just drink that each day. And 500 milliliters is about this cup. So there's the mark right there. And you just drink that every day and just literally 1 to 2 tablespoons in there. And when I started doing those things, I stopped having acid reflux. And I haven't had an acid reflux in, man, maybe 12 years now. It's been a very long time. But if you're someone who's really sensitive or it's something that's really, really bad, you may need to start changing more, get away from a lot of dairy, maybe some type of meats, and start seeing which things are really causing your acid reflux more than others, and start switching those foods out for something that's a little better. And then the second thing she said was, and this is something that I've been knowing about for a long time, and I don't think most people understand how bad this is: the overuse of antibiotics. She said the problem is an antibiotic removes 1/3 of your gut bacteria, which most of it is healthy gut bacteria. Meaning it's not killing out the bad bacteria that's in your gut, it's killing out the healthy gut bacteria and creating more space for the bad bacteria to grow. And she said this process is called dysbiosis. It's an imbalance of your gut microbiome, and it's where killing off the healthy bacteria is more than the pathogens. and the pathogens just keep growing. Now, you may be like, oh, Jason, well, I'm good on that. I don't take antibiotics. However, this is the problem that most people are not understanding and are not correlating together. If you are eating meat, most likely, unless you know you're paying for free range, hormone free, antibiotic free from a company that you know and trust, most likely you're getting antibiotics inside your diet from the meat. Because of the conditions of some of these facilities, or just the natural state of health for some of these animals, because they're not being able to be what an animal's supposed to do, is just roam free and just eat. They're being locked up in cages or corrals, whatever you want to call it. I'm not getting into the moral thing of it. I'm just getting into the reality of it. Those animals are being forced to take a lot of antibiotics in their feed. So that antibiotics in the feed is getting into the animals, which is then getting into us through our diet by eating it. So we have to take into account, if we're eating meat, more than likely there's antibiotics in it, which means it's continually to kill some of our healthy gut biome. So this is one where just about everybody in the world who eats meat should be cautious of this. Now, if you're telling me you're growing your own, you have your own farm, you're raising your own animals, you know what you're giving them, this isn't for you. But if you're telling me you just go to a supermarket or grocery store, or you just go to some fast food restaurant or some restaurant and eat out, then this is something you need to be worried about. You do not know what is inside that meat. And one of the things that I'm gonna just say Dr. Robynne, no disrespect, it's just, I don't want to keep butchering her. I think it's Chutkhan? I don't know, I'm just say Dr. Robynne. She said, it leads to the inability also to break down vitamins, minerals, and your metabolites, which mean this could be one of the reasons why a lot of people are having a hard time with their metabolism. It might not be your age. You know, we've all been told like, oh, as we get older, our metabolism slow down. Maybe it's because it's the compound of the stuff we're eating that is forcing our metabolism to slow down. And she said 80% of serotonin is produced in the gut microbiome, and melatonin is produced by serotonin, which could be why most people are having difficulty sleeping at night. Like, this is deep. Like, this is, now we're saying not only could this be why maybe you're having mineral or vitamin deficiencies, like people who have thyroid issues, think about it. Do you eat a lot of meat? Maybe your gut microbiome is stopping your body from being able to absorb the iodine it needs to absorb. If you're someone who's anemic, maybe your gut microbiome is stopping you from being able to absorb the iron that you need to absorb. We can't just keep saying, oh, I have this issue, and we're not addressing what could be causing the problem of the issues. This is how I was able to change my life. I started going to the root causes. What can be the root cause? And then I detoxed my entire body for a year. I went through each organ and did all of that for a year. Like, this is how I was able to reclaim my health, and you can too. And then she said in the nurses' health study, they saw aging in the brain of over 4 years from a consumption of 2 months or more of antibiotic use within 2 years. Now, let's really break that down, because when I heard that, I was like, are you kidding me? The nurses' health study, which is one of the greatest medical studies ever done next to the China study, saw aging of the brain of over 4 years from a consumption of 2 months or more in 2 years of antibiotic use. Most of us who eat meat, and if you're a meat eater, most likely you eat meat on a daily basis. This means most of us are getting antibiotics into our diet on a daily basis. And if you're saying, Jason, no, I don't. If you eat out at a restaurant, you eat out at a fast food place, let's just go ahead and say more than likely it has antibiotics inside their meat. Let's just be honest. Most businesses are not out here buying Wagyu beef. They're not buying the top cuts to feed you. They're buying the cheapest cuts to make more profit. It's about profit. It's not about you. And so because of that, we have to come to the assumption that we need to stop eating as much meat as we are. Now, I'm not telling you to go vegan. I'm not telling you to go vegetarian. I'm not even telling you to go plant-based, which could drastically change your health. What I'm saying is, can you just cut back a little? Can you have a meatless Monday? Can you have a Friday or Saturday or a Sunday that's no meat also? Can you do maybe 3 days out of the week with no meat? Can you do that? Like, remember, success is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. So let's progressively get there. Like, let's start out with meatless Mondays. That's a very progressive thing. Hell, let's even do it better. Let's just say, you know what? Lunch on Mondays will be meatless. Then you can have meat the rest for breakfast and dinner. Like, let's start out at a progressive step. We have to move towards the goal that we want to reach. And if it's better health, we got to do something. And it's not just about going to the gym. 80% of our health is from our diet, what we put and drink on a daily, put in our mouth and drink on a daily basis. So if that's the case, let's make the progressive step around the 80% thing that has the most results towards our ill health or ill weight. And then the third thing she said was that'll really help you, and this was shocking, and this is one of the reasons why I even just went out for this walk just now. She said, get outside, get fresh air and sunlight. It helps us stay healthier. She said that it was discovered during the Spanish flu with soldiers. The enlisted soldiers were just kept outside while the officers were put inside buildings, that the enlisted soldiers were healing faster and better and had a higher survival rate, up to 40%, compared to the enlisted officers who was inside the building that had a 14% survival rate. And she said, outdoor air reduces the survival of pathogens, meaning pathogens have a hard time surviving in outdoor air, which is one of the reasons why these past couple of years I was really confused. Why are we wearing masks outside? You're breathing in contaminated carbon dioxide, and which just made no sense to me. And this proves it from a doctor. She's smarter than me. Hey, I'm a college dropout, so I'm gonna say trust the doctor's advice. And so really think about that. Can you do a combination of all three of these? Can you do one of these? What is the progressive thing you can do? I would say at the very least, if you like, hey, I can just do one of these, just get outside and get some fresh air, man. Like, come on. Let's stop making excuses and being victims of why we have ill health. It is what it is. Do you want to fix it? Like, if you want to fix it, you have to start somewhere. You can't, one of my favorite quotes from Think and Grow Rich, wishes don't respond to riches. The wishes of health don't respond to the riches of health riches don't respond to wishes. The riches of health don't respond to wishes. You can wish about being healthy all you want. We live in an action world. This 3D hologram, whatever you want to call it, these physical avatars we're living in, this is an action world. We have to do action. And what type of action can you do? It needs to be progressive. Because remember, the progressive realization of a worthy ideal leads to success. That is the definition from Earl Nightingale. And so what is the progressive thing that you can do? Don't try to climb a whole mountain overnight. Take it bit by bit. Progressively make your way up. It's safer. This is why people are able to do the things they're doing in the world. And, you know, just really just start asking yourself, it's 2023 now. Today is January 19th. Are you anywhere closer to reaching your goals? Are you anywhere closer in being happy in life? Like, if the answer is no, then you need to start doing something right now, today, this minute. It doesn't matter if you're at work. It doesn't matter if you're home with your kids. It doesn't matter what the excuse you have. We all have excuses. Each and every fucking day I get up in the morning, 4 in the morning or 3 in the morning, depending on what time I feel like getting out of bed. And I do 1,000 boxer skips a day. Guess what? I don't want to do that shit. Each and every day I get up, I don't want to do it. I'm not motivated. I'm not waking up, you know, like people be thinking like, oh, I'm getting up like The Rock and just hitting it. Like, no. I'm meditating for peace to be like, yo, let me just make it through this shit. 30 minutes, yo, man. Just 30 minutes. I got this. I'm hyping myself up because I'm committed to my decision of doing it. And I'm determined to get the results that I want in my life. It takes a decision and determination to be successful, not motivation. And so if you truly want the riches of health, what are you determined to do right now today? And commit to that decision. And I guarantee you will be one step closer to your goal. So I hope you got some value from this. Hit that like button. Make sure you share the content. And also let people know, hey man, subscribe to this channel, especially if it's someone who wants to be a content creator. If you subscribe, let me know, shoot me a message on the bottom so I can subscribe to you. And this is how we get one step closer to monetization, and it's how people can help each other. We live in a world of collaboration now. We don't need to be worried about competing with each other. Also, if you see some of these videos that you like, download them and put them on your channel, man. It's no problem. Start your own channel using other people's videos. There's nothing wrong with that. And so, hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.